back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how I make my tamales. I'm going to be using some pork cushion. We have here our corn husk, some chili guajillos. I have my mix here. This is just a maseca tamal. I have some manteca here. This is what I use to put into the mix. I also have our meat here. Now this is just the pork cushion meat. It's been in the crock pot all day. I did go ahead and put our chili in there so it would be coated and all delicious when we put it inside the mix. I am going to be adding some of this salsa inside of our maseca. So show you guys how I do this. I'm going to first start by, sorry for the fog. I'm going to start by mixing, well, chopping with my little handy meat chopper. And we're just going to get this all chopped up to little small pieces. Now, I've had this meat going since probably at 10 o'clock this morning, and it's now 5. So, it's been in here for a while. And that's what makes it really soft. And I wanted to mention, I did get this meat from my local Mexican meat market. So, yeah. Alright, let's show you guys how we start. I did want to mention that I have already soaked my husk. These have been in here for a good while. So, I'm going to go ahead and take these out. I'm going to start filling them. Alright, so here I have my tamale pan. I just filled it up to where the little line goes. I'm going to put the little thing in there. My little thing that catches it. Lets it steam. So it should look like that. I'm also going to take some of my husk. And I'm going to lay them on the bottom. You just lay them in there. Doesn't really matter how you do it. Just as long as you have the bottom covered, it should be fine. So it should look like that. Alright, there we go. Let's get one more in there. Now this is just so we can get more moisture, so our maseca can cook thoroughly. I'm also going to add a rag on top of the tamales when I get them in here. Alright you guys, so I'm just going to be using this. It's the kind I'm using. I'm going to be using 8 cups of this. I'm going to add in 6 cups of water. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 cups of this mix. I'm going to add 6 cups of water. Now I have warm water. You guys can use room temperature water. That's what the box mix is. But I don't like using that because when you add warm water, it just mixes better, in my opinion. Alright, so we're going to start there. I'm actually going to add 1 tablespoon of my baking powder. That's what the mix says too. Totally do not have to add. In my opinion, it cooks better. And then you want to add salt in this, you guys. So I'm going to add probably about a tablespoon and a half. That's about a tablespoon. Do half. All right. So that's that. I'm going to go ahead and give this a mix. Mix it all up. And then we're going to add our lard. Always necessary. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and measure out my lard. And then I'm actually going to mix this with my hands after I wash them. Always does so much better. Now this lard I actually got from my local Mexican store, sorry. So I'm just going to add about a cup. So that goes in. I'm going to wash my hands and get mixing that, you guys. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and mix this. You want to get in there with your hands. Make sure it's all combined. Alright, you guys, so here's our mix. All mixed up. I'm actually going to take some of this salsa. I have my crock pot. I'm going to take just some. And I'm going to mix it into the batter. Just a little bit. Tamales. There's no right or wrong way of doing this. What I like best is I like using some kind of spatula. Alright. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to grab one of our husks. Now these are wet. What you want to do is use the softest side. So whichever side is softer to you, which would be this side for me. I'll grab some of our, would help if I move this, some of our masa, and we are just going to smear it out on our husk. Doesn't need to be even at all. You just need to make sure that you have enough on here. So you can add your meat in between. Now, this does get messy, but it is totally worth it, I promise you. Okay, so like this, if you guys can see that, I'm going to add just a little more on there to the bottom. All right. Doesn't need to be perfect, like I said. All right, so we're going to add just a little bit of our meat. Just a small amount. Like that. I'm going to wrap one side over, and then I'm going to wrap the other side over. Now, these will be leaking out. That's totally normal. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to place it inside of my pot over here that's already preheated. It's already going. And we're just going to repeat the steps. So let's go with the softest side. Smear it on there. And just repeat the steps. Simple. A little bit of meat. Wrap her up. And just throw her in the pot. Super simple, you guys. Now, I'm going to show you guys how I have this, because I do have them standing up. So let's bring you guys over here. All right. So there they are, standing up. It should look completely like that. And I'm going to continue, and we'll be back. All right, everybody, here to tamales. I'm just letting them cook probably about 40 minutes. They should be good to go. What I'm going to do now is I have some of these cloths. I'm going to lay them on top. I've actually wet them. And I'm just going to leave them on top so it can lock in some of that moisture so it can cook thoroughly. I'm going to top it and we'll be back. All right, everybody, our tamales are done. Took about 40 minutes. Here is one here. We're going to go ahead and cut into it. See how delicious. Look how yummy that looks, you guys. Just so soft. Look how delicious. All that delicious meat. All right, you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in and watching my video. Make sure to subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next one. And thank you guys for watching. See you later.